Hello viewers, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Or tonight? Okay, so a lot's happening in the US, a lot's happening in the UK, and a lot is happening in Australia. And I haven't even looked at Canada yet. Anyone on this channel with questions about Canada, please bring them forward. Today I want to have a look at William Barr, though. I saw a picture of him earlier on this morning, and he's looking quite stressed. He's offering to be more flexible. I've just uploaded some readings to YouTube, and this is I touch on this, but he's offering some flexibility to Adam Schiff and his committee in showing them more of the Mueller report if they back off from holding William Barr in contempt. So what that shows me is that I'm just not sure how much this strategy, this obstruction strategy, has been thought through. I also feel that the ruling by the judge, which actually said that he's not prepared to overturn the tide of history, has also influenced Barr here as well. So I just want to see where he's at. Does he still feel like he's on solid ground, and what's he likely to do next? I do feel when I read last week, I thought that Trump's financials are key here, and it was like putting a finger in a dike. I feel that dam is about to burst, and Barr may certainly be reviewing what side of history he wants to be on. Let's have a look at where he's at. All right, let's see if he's in danger of being impeached, because they absolutely should impeach him, just not alone on what he did with the Mueller report. It's William Barr in danger of being impeached. William Barr impeached. All right, so we've got I feel that this is representing the majority of voters here in the US. It can also point to when it's inverted, and I don't read reversals, but I do have to consider the cards in context, and I don't know what other cards are coming forward, but this can also point to the cover-up. So more and more people are becoming aware. When I say aware, it's like switching on a light, and when there's awareness, then you can't keep things hidden, and I feel this is what's happening with Barr. Now he's being challenged by all of this obstruction here, so this is the faction fighting, putting obstacles and challenges in someone's way in order to bring forward not to bring forward that information. That's actually a challenge for him, that he's actually done that. Let's have a look. I feel that he's skating on thin ice. Absolutely, the foundation of the reading. This is a tower moment for William Barr. He's actually obstructed justice. The reason he doesn't want to be held in contempt is because it would actually stick, and he knows that now. Okay, all right. Now we've got some kind of something that occurred in the past here. Potentially, this is going back some way. There's something that brought him to the table here. He risked so much. There's something in his past which led him to do what he's doing. These aren't good cards for Barr at present. When I saw that photo of him, I absolutely felt that he was on not only on the losing side, he actually was the person that was going to lose here. He put it on the line for Donald Trump. I feel here is the Congress. Adam Schiff has got to make a decision. Will they take some more of that information, or will they proceed with holding him in contempt? We haven't got to the outcome yet. But this is certainly a very powerful Democratic card here. The Knight of Pentacles in the which is Barr at the moment. He's certainly he's showing this reliability for Trump. But this is also Schiff and his committee. The Democrats, they're just not giving up. They're hot. They're just, pushing forward, pushing forward. And this knight often achieves success, which is interesting. So I'm feeling this is the Democrats here, and we've got the loss here for Barr. And what's in the environment around him, and this is the Magician. So I feel that the Republicans are still presenting as the Magician. And I do feel also it's around holding back that financial news that could be coming forward around Trump's financials. But it's actually hard work. This is in the fear position. It's like it's too much. We can't do it. It's not going to succeed. And we've got William Barr walking away. So I'd be I've always seen this for him in the last few weeks when I pull cards. I would actually say he's either going to I could say he would be fired. Trump might do that just to, how he sacrifices those that are no longer useful for him. Okay, public sentiment against William Barr is such that he's now going to step down, and it's kind of like a push, like Kirsten Nielsen. That scenario could play out, so Trump can present as the good guy, or Barr can resign. Well, Barr could resign, pretty much the same thing. If he's pushed, he would resign. Or he could be held in contempt then, and then there could be some kind of impeachment proceedings. He's clearly, whatever's coming forward is very, very strong. This is the Empress card. This is the Russian, this is the information. This is the information. When you look at the other two readings that I've uploaded, this is the connection with Russia. I feel once that dam bursts, there'll be nothing left for Barr but to resign. I feel he's going to resign, and we've got an inverted world card here. I don't, as you know, normally read in inversions, but a few cards have actually become inverted, and that's okay. And certainly for this reading, the world card is showing that there are this is something ending for William Barr. This is his role as Attorney General. And what's hidden from our view is the Six of Swords. Absolutely, Barr is going to be relocating. When I say relocating, he's going to be moving on. He won't be the Attorney General for much longer. And I feel it's connected with Trump's financials. So I'm going to follow the reading up with just that. The inverted world card for William Barr. As you know, he often came forward as the King of Cups, and then really he was an inverted King of Cups. Well, he's now got an inverted world card, so take that, William Barr. All right, okay. Let's give it a shuffle and let's look at those financials. Now, the judge has ruled, as I said, he's not going to hold back the tide of history, and that the Congress has the right to that oversight. I think Trump's lawyers are appealing, and if I'm correct me if I'm wrong though, which I can sometimes be, with the research that I do, I think that case goes before Merrick Garland, the appeal case, which is, let me just have a look, because that is just bitter irony in itself. Absolutely. Spirit saying, ha, touche. All right, let's have a look. I want to be sure that that's the case. Merrick Garland. As we know with Merrick Garland, he was the SCOTUS nomination that the Republicans blocked. He was Obama's nomination. Had we been living in a benign world, just not even benign, just in a decent, reasonable, okay world, he would have he would have sent it to the High Court. Which brings me to Kavanaugh. I'm going to do a reading on Kavanaugh. He's coming forward, presenting so strongly. I was out today and I felt him again, and I felt that those readings showing him walking down the stairs, I feel readers got our timing off, which is something that can happen with tarot. I feel that that is the eventual outcome, that we actually weren't wrong. We were just out of kilter with the time frame. Okay, so it looks like it's not a done deal, but it looks like he could, since Senate Republicans, okay, blah, blah, blah. But Garland may soon re-enter the political fray in an uncharacteristically high-profile manner. Trump's attorneys filed appeal right on his financial records. The appeal will be heard by DC Circuit Court of Appeals, headed by none other than Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland. This reading is not suggesting in any way that Merrick Garland won't rule according to the law. What it is suggesting, though, is that this is a message from Spirit that potentially, if Merrick Garland makes this ruling, and he could hand it off, yet we don't know, then it would be bitter irony for Trump indeed. Okay, so William Barr, let's have a look at whether or not the appeal is going to be successful for those finances, whether it's heard by Merrick Garland or not. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got some cards falling out. All right, so we've got the courts. We've got the money and the work, money in, money out, potentially, allegedly, money laundering. We've got the Department of Justice here, but we've also got, this could be Barr, but we've also got Trump being disappointed. He's disappointed with that. But I'll keep reading. But those cards fell out, and sometimes that's been happening a lot this morning, and I do believe that I need to take note of that today. Wonderful, isn't it? Wonderful. All right, viewers, let's have a look. And I'll read again on this, but let's just have a snapshot of this front row seat here. Okay, the appeal for Trump's financials in the DC Circuit Court of Appeals. Is it going to be successful? Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing the judge. Oops. See, I told you the cards are just... Okay, the appeal, is it going to be successful? I believe he will uphold, whoever's going to hear, if it's Merrick Garland, I believe that they will uphold what's the decision of the lower court. And of course then Trump will appeal to the Supreme Court. Is that how it works? Okay, so will the decision be upheld to release Trump's finances by the DC Circuit Court of Appeal? Will it be upheld? Feeling it will. Okay, the Chariot is again suggesting that this is all going to play out very, very quickly. The courts are on, they're on speed dial almost. They're not going to muck around with this because they're well aware of the constitutional crisis that's unfolding. What is being challenged here is the Eight of Cups, which is lost. That's a challenge here to things unfolding fairly quickly. Okay, so I feel this is the appeal process is challenging the speed of how this will unfold. The foundation of the reading is celebrations. Absolutely, I feel that at this stage, the DC Circuit Court of Appeals will uphold the earlier ruling here. In the past, we've got the loss here, the Five of Cups. This is the loss in the lower court. And we've got the potential or the issue. There's a manipulation here. So this in this regard, it's the issue. The issue is the manipulation of trying to stall and obstruct justice. Here we have the releasing of the news. Okay, so we've got that in response to this manipulation here. At this point in time, someone is battle weary. I'd like to, this is the Nine of Wands. I'd like to say that's not Merrick Garland. I'd like to say that is the Department of Justice headed by Trump's lawyer, William Barr, and I say that tongue in cheek, and of course Trump himself. The environment around. Oh my God, these financials. This is huge, absolutely huge. I'll get onto something in a minute. I'll finish this reading. Hopes and fears. This is the emotion, generating the emotion. What's in those financials will cause an extreme amount of emotion in America. And the magician, though, is the outcome, which is suggesting, I never underestimate the magician. Is this Merrick Garland or is this the Republicans? I don't know. Let's see what the clarifying cards are. The Page of Pentacles suggesting some kind of news coming forward quite quickly as well. And then we've got the Fight on. Okay, so what's hidden from our view is the Hanged Man, which is suggesting that the decision will in some way be challenged in this DC Circuit Court and taken, I feel, all the way to the Supreme Court. Now, why is that the case? Well, why is that the case? It's because what's in those financials is absolutely shocking. Okay, the past, the backstory, absolutely shocking. Now, it's interesting because how someone who has been money laundering, let's take a hypothetical, Trump's been money laundering, perhaps money laundering for decades, with the certainly a decade or more, and he stands for president. How did he not think? Did he not understand? I'm hearing he was made to stand. I'm hearing he didn't understand what he was getting into, which is difficult. But then I feel that his ego got in the way, and he felt, of course, I did a reading on Trump's philosophy on winning. He will never, ever, ever acknowledge he's living in an unreal world that he could ever lose. So he never thought that he could lose. He didn't understand the political system either. Okay, who's talking to me? I've had John McCain really wanting to come forward, and I've been holding him back a bit. It's almost, I don't know. I mean, I saw a lot of John McCain's face before he passed, but I don't know how he walked prior to him getting ill because I wasn't taking much notice. But I've got a man walking very quickly with a straight back, and that was his energy. His energy is doing, and doing things quickly. I feel that he was like that. Sorry, I'm just picking up his energy, and I'm having to tell him, wait, and I will channel him, perhaps on the weekend. So, all right, but I'm happy to have him talk if he wants to talk now. Okay, so I'm hearing that Trump was absolutely fool. I'm just hearing fool. And also hearing that the Republican Party knew at that point around the Steele dossier what potentially could happen. But by that stage, Trump had almost taken over the base. So he had the Republican base, or not. I'm not talking the donors. I'm talking about the deep red states. They had already become enamored with Trump, and it was very difficult for the Republicans to wind that back. in any shape or form. I'm feeling also there was a bit of comedy of errors here that... sorry, I just saw something in my mind's eye. I also feel that at that point, Trump also, it was a bit of a game for him. He didn't, there's that story about whether he expected to win, and I'm hearing that he didn't expect to win. He didn't expect it to go this far, but of course once it did, his ego took over, and he was just... it just steamrolled from there, and the Republicans got deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And then I'm hearing this kind of... It's almost like when you become hearing the wingman, and I know who he's talking about. He's talking about Lindsey Graham. It's almost like he's saying that when, and he's really sad about this, but he's saying that with Trump, because of his narcissistic personality, he needs a wingman, and with Lindsey Graham needed to be the winged man. And unfortunately, Trump, I'm just getting hoodwinked. Trump has hoodwinked him. Okay, so, all right, Senator McCain. Yeah, he's really proud. He is such a proud patriot. Fought for his country, and he says he still wants to fight for his country. I'm going to ask him how, from where he sits, you know, I'm feeling that there is a destiny here, but there's also free will. And I feel that is making a point here. It's around people taking back their freedom, and in order for them to do that, they have to exercise their choice and their free will. And he feels that the greatness there of the nation will actually, you'll actually be able to do that. And he says that people are doing it now. And he says that at a subconscious level, there's more of a connection with wanting to bring the truth forward than what we know, than what we can see. People are joining up at the collective consciousness level. We can't see that now. It takes some time to play out. So, okay, so I'm feeling somebody touching my head, which is one of my spiritual calling cards here. So I'm getting an image of people actually being taken into custody. They're people in suits, men in suits. He's saying some people will actually go to prison over this in time. And he's saying the old guard of the Republic, it will almost wipe out the old guard of the Republican Party. But he's giving me an image of him in his morning walks, and he's saying everything has to be new again. It's like you know, the road after rain is clear and clean and fresh. Okay, and he's leaving now. He's actually walking off now down that road. So thank you, Senator McCain. Sorry, he's been wanting to come through now for quite some time. I can't even remember where we were up to. The Supreme Court. Okay, I'll get back focused. Okay, sorry, I just couldn't. I couldn't not do that. That energy, the vibration. Let's put it like that. The energy of energetic vibration of John McCain's been around for a while. Okay, all right, viewers. Will this be successful? Will Trump's appeal be successful in the Supreme Court? No. Okay. All right, so we've got multiple forces weighing on. This is a very heavy situation here. This is there's a lot at stake, and there's also decisions to be made. Challenged by the wealth of evidence coming forward at the moment, and coming forward very quickly. Now we've got the Three of Cups here in the foundation of the reading here. Could be the court is split 3-3. I don't know much about your SCOTUS, but let's have a look. We've got Trump and his autocracy here coming up and butting up against the courts. Now, we've got painful endings here and a downfall, and I feel it is for the Emperor. We've got the Queen of Swords here. Now, this is a woman, and this is a woman judge. So it could be that a deciding ballot is cast by a woman. Deals being made here. That's what's on the line. It's the deal, the covenant, the relationship with Russia. What's around is the attempts to block the truth coming out. It's an illusion, and illusions don't stand up at the law level in the court. Hopes and fears, okay. Again, this is a joint hope for victory and a fear. We're talking about the Supreme Court. There's going to be a ruling coming down. This is money news that the financials will actually be released. But this is only a page. Let's see what the clarifying cards are. It's in the Mueller report here. The law itself, the investigations itself, and we've got the business being linked with the presidency. So I feel that the ruling will go something like the president is both a businessman and a president. However, he is at the same time subject to the laws in relation to the president's financials. And so I'm feeling that the Supreme Court may at this point in time, and I could be wrong, but I have to call it as I see it. I feel that they may rule in favour of releasing those financials, and we've got the Chariot here. I'm assuming it will get to the Supreme Court, because when I read on Merrick Garland or whoever, the DC Circuit Court's decision, it showed that decision would be stalled, which I'm interpreting is that it will be appealed. But what we've got under here is things coming forward very strongly and very quickly, and this is really overcoming my fear that this is only a page, and I'm wary of pages now because they're not kings, but it's clarified by the King of Swords, which is the investigator, the Mueller report, and we've got the businessman coming forward here, and particularly what's hidden from our view is a major arcana, and the Chariot is generally a yes. So I feel that that the Supreme Court is likely to rule, if it does go to appeal, likely to rule that the finances be released. Now, they might put some caveats around it, which is why that page might be there. I don't know. I'll leave that. We can read on it at a later date and update this reading. But I'm going to leave it there because, wow, I didn't expect... I should have known. It was like McCain's energy has just been wanting to come forward now for days. And his energy was so strong, so quick, that it was very hard to hold it back. So, but anyway, I'm glad I brought John McCain through, because it was his wish that that he did come through. He has a lot to say. He's still fighting. He's still fighting for America. So I'll leave that there. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm actually going away for a couple of days to the Blue Mountains, and that's where the Three Sisters are. I don't know if you've heard that. You might want to Google it. They're absolutely beautiful. It's like a rock formation, a huge mountainous rock formation, and we're staying at the Hydro Majestic, which is a sort of like a belated anniversary present, and I'll try and upload some footage because it'll be absolutely beautiful. The Blue Mountains are just divine. I think the Three Sisters might be World Heritage listed, but anyway, it's going to be really spectacular and stunning. So I will try and upload some footage. Otherwise, I'll be back on deck on Saturday morning to do another reading for you. I think we've got one or two patrons' requests to finish, and I will finish those. But until then, I'm still kind of surprised about Senator McCain. Anyway, I'll leave it there, and thank you very much for turning up and supporting my channel. Thank you.